Today's review is brought to you by Comic Tours. Hello everyone, and here we have the lovely little figure from Transformers Generations IDW 30-year anniversary, including comic Trailcutter. So we all know this guy as Trailbreaker. I don't know whether it was due to licensing issues that they couldn't get the name. I don't really know why Hasbro and Takara do that. I mean, they've owned these molds and the ideas and the names for so many years. Well, why not hang on to them? I don't get why they lost them in the first place. They've done that with, is it Rampage from the Predacons? They lost the name to. They lost it to one of those as well, and I don't get it. I really don't. You know, Hasbro being as big as they are, should keep on top of these things. Let's have a look. Got his bio there. Again, lovely 30-year. Roof becomes a battle shield. It's a nice little touch. First thing I noticed, didn't he have a kind of a hose on his hand rather than two fists? Was that just me? I'm sure he did. Also, you got his tech spec on the bottom there. We've got him advertising Ryan Pax, which I love, and Megatron, which I love. This one is number 1 of the 02 series, and yeah, I mean, I know these aren't for everybody. I really can't fault these IDW figures. I mean, I really like what they're doing. I don't want to like the fact that Hasbro have, I don't know, for so long I've disliked Hasbro's releases, and you kind of just get used to all these third parties answering our calls and giving us what we want, and it's just really, really nice to see things finally come into retail. And Hasbro listening. I mean, I can't wait for that Armada Starscream. That looks epic. It really does. That is such a great looking figure. And the Beast Wars figures like Rhinox and Wasp. Anyway, I'm digressing. Let's get them out of the box and have a play, shall we? Woo! Again, this comes with a beautiful comic with a rather nice cover. Look at this. Who we got here? This is by James Roberts, artist by Matt Frank. Oh, these are so nice. I think it's nice. Okay, yeah, all they've done is recovered them, isn't it? But Hasbro, if you're listening to my review, Rodimus, please. More than meets the eye, Rodimus. That'll be a very good step forward. Rather nice comic. But anyway, let's go and have a look at the toy. Woo. And here he is. Here he is in his vehicle mode. I really like him. A lot of people have said how small he is. He's a deluxe. Again, I'll bring in Voyager Prime as a standard. People are saying, why are you comparing him with the Voyager? I don't have many deluxes, but I think it scales better. You know, the Voyager, you know, he's the Prime. People are going to be smaller than him. I think that scales. I think that looks pretty good, don't you? I could be wrong. I just think that's how it's meant to be. The Prime is meant to be a Voyager, and his minions are meant to be a deluxe. With the exception of somebody like Blaster, who's like about an inch taller than Prime, isn't he? But yes, we're not here to look at Prime, are we? We are here to look at Trailcutter Breaker person. This is a really, really clever little bot. Again, they've done such a good job capturing my bad transformations there. Capturing the detail of the comic. I mean, that Autobot logo, that is just epic. Like, boom! This has actually got a sense of, I don't know, kind of a movie Ironhide to it, which, considering I have a huge disliking for the movie, I'm actually not that fussed by. I think it still works and looks very, very nice. I mean, just look at the attention to detail here. I don't know if I can capture that. Let's have a zoomy and focus. There we go. I mean, you've even got a little tow hitch and that on the front here, and the lights. I just think everything kind of works for this guy. It's a very, very out of focus picture. It's a very, very good figure. I think I didn't own the Generation 1 Trailbreaker, but I did own a hoist, although my hoist did literally fall apart. I know this has been repainted into hoist, which really, really works as well. Kind of the A-Team van thing going on here, isn't it? Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with this appearance-wise. I think vehicle mode, aside from Orion Pack, but they all work. All four of the IDW comic specials, they really work, I think. I mean, all of the vehicles are really, really clever and really, really good. I mean, could do with a little bit of paint detailing there. Oh, no, is that a dent? Is that meant to be there? I don't know, it might just be the curve, but it looks like a dent. I thought, if it's meant to be there, then that's okay. That's a good little attention to detail. If it's not meant to be there, then you haven't seen that, okay? We've got a few ports along here as well for weapons, and underneath, they've actually done well to conceive most of the robot. I know people are going to say, ooh, but it's hollow and everything folds in. You're correct. It is hollow and everything does fold in, but everything has its place, and there's a place for everything. There's no excessive kibble, and everything here is how it should be, I think. I love these little windows. It really does look like the A-Team van. I'm sorry, but it does, doesn't it? Well, if you don't know the A-Team, then I'm probably a lot older than you. Throw up with them. They were good. They could like go into a barn and find loads of straw and build a tank out of it. So, anyway, I want to get this guy transformed and have a look at him in bot mode. Okay. Right, for bot mode, our first mission is just to pop the weapons off like that. I mean, even that, albeit with this silly little thing sticking up here, which doesn't fold in. It folds like that, but it doesn't. I thought that they could like slant it back slightly, and that might be slightly better, but no, they decided not to do that. Anyway, our first mission is to unpeg his legs, like so, and just kind of maneuver them off. So you've got kind of this position. From here, you can then pull the leg up. You see that rocking hinge there? Pull that up like so, and this is where I like to flip his toes down. So he's got him shown. We can then unpeg his arms, which are clipped in over here and here, and do the same with this side. Just fold them down so you've got some flaps. Going over to the underside, there's a hinge here on the ball on the back of the wheel, and swivel that down like so. So your arms are kind of in the middle here, but they're now down on this grey piece of plastic. With them down like this, you can then rotate like so, rotate like so. And if you come round to the hands, you can flick the hand out, connect that back up, and kind of place the arm round. So flick the hand out, connect that back up, and kind of just turn the hand around. So we've got some arms there, right? I'm going to bring the arms up, and you see there's a peg. You can see that on the camera. There's a peg just there. Peg that in and get these arms well out of the way. We can then push this section here. That pushes in. He says There we go, applying a little bit of force. Push that down, and with that down, that will then free up this section here to come down like so. And just make sure these arms are pegged in like that. This underside here, there's actually a very small peg in there. Just make sure that that is pegged in. If I can just show you. You see that peg? Just make sure that's pegged into like where his abs are. That then just holds this torso in place a lot better. Okay, small red toggle there, flip that up, click the head in and rotate and face. That is a superb head sculpt. Ooh, just look at that. I like that. That is all manner of awesome. A very, very good head sculpt. Also you can have that bit down or kind of behind his head like that. I like to have it tilted slightly. Oh, that is great. I think there's a little bit of light piping behind the head there as well. So, oh, they've done a really, really nice job of capturing that. That is just an expression, isn't it? Oh yeah. Can you dig it? Now I've got the multi-purpose shield roof thing. Now I thought, well, it looks quite nice rested on his arm there, but it's basically just on a peg, so you could pretty much put it where you want to. It could kind of plug into his hand. Okay, it doesn't plug into his hand. Doesn't plug in very well, but it could go on his shoulder. It's just a peg, so why you'd want it on his shoulder, I don't really know. I mean, it's just that just looks silly, doesn't it? It can plug in on here, like so. Knocked his head back, like, there we go. So you've got that kind of look. That works. I like that. It's a shame these don't actually move, they're fixed. I thought they were going to be on like a swivel. It kind of gives the indication that they are, but that looks good. I like that. And that actually looked a lot like kind of like Onslaught, didn't it? And then this just flips down like so, revealing a handle like that. And then you can just place it in his hand like so. Well, that looks bad. That looks really bad. There must be a better way of putting that in. Hang on. The trouble is, the hand doesn't swivel. So you've got to have his arm turned, and you're then losing the bend. That's a bit silly, isn't it? You'd think, you can kind of have it on the side. Like, what a silly mistake. So to have a bend in the arm, you have to kind of... All they needed was a wrist swivel. If I'd had a wrist swivel there, this would be no problem. So to have his shield straight, I have to have his arm out like that. Really? Okay, not a fan of the shield. Looked a lot better on the back, in my opinion. Whilst we're having a look at articulation, then let's have a look. The head is not on a ball, it's just on a left to right, but there's a good range of movement there, mainly because you have to tuck his head down behind for the transformation. The shoulders, albeit they want to keep popping out, there's a huge range of movement there. There is an upper bicep swivel and a single, it's not a great deal of movement there, is there? A single joint on the elbow, and obviously the wrists are just like monkey wrists. They go in, you can focus there. They go in and out, but there's no swivel, and I don't really know how they would have got around it. Maybe if they'd have put another swivel on the arm there, I don't know. It's got a kind of rocking motion on the upper torso, but that's down to the transformation. Very stiff waist swivel. Right, let's loosen up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't that just come off? It's a really, really, really tight joint on the waist. Just watch the waist. Obviously, it's on this peg in here. And I've loosened it up a bit now. It does rotate, but it does have a tendency to pop out of that hole. But you can still get some really, really nice poses out of that. Great movement on the legs though. Got the swivel of the thigh, and you've got this kind of side motion due to the transformation on the knee. Still got a really good range there. They haven't got a pivot on the foot, but because of the side movement on the knee, albeit it looks a little painful, you can get some really good poses on this guy because it kind of acts as the foot pivot. So, lost a bit here, but kind of gained it due to the transformation mechanism. But I like him. I really like him. He's a good, strong, solid deluxe figure. I mean, these are getting more and more detailed, and the transformations on them are getting... They're really clever. They're simple, but clever. If that makes sense, yeah, it makes sense. Doesn't, of course it does. I think they're doing a good job at what they're doing at the moment. I mean, besides the obvious oversight of having to have a straight arm when he's charging into combat, and not having a hose, although I know he doesn't have a hose in the book all the time, and I think that would have been nice just to have even kind of a cover, so you can plug a small weapon in. Dr. Wu, are you listening? Plug a small weapon in, have like a small hose come out. It'd just be nice. I think that way you're opening it up to people that want this as a generation's Trailbreaker, as opposed to just an IDW figure. That way it can replace some of the people's like customs and that they've done. All in all, I think he is a very, very good, solid deluxe. Let's just get a quick size comparison. Here he is with the Classics Prime mould. Just give you an idea of size. Most people have a version of this figure, and I will be using him as my kind of standard size comparison figure from now on. Just to give you an idea of size, I mean, he's a good size deluxe. They've kind of, the deluxes are where the Voyagers should be, really. I mean, with the amount of detailing and the, I don't know, just the not super simplistic transformations, just good transformations and clever transformations. Yeah. Let's get Prime out of the way. All in all, who do I think is the weakest of the figures? There isn't a weakest, I don't think. I mean, Megatron is insanely detailed and good, but he could really have been a Voyager. I really would have liked him to be in a Voyager. Pax, I think it works him being a deluxe, just due to the fact he is Orion Pax. He's kind of like a librarian. He hasn't got the Matrix yet, and I think that works for him. B is good. I don't like bumblebees, but he is a good toy. Albeit he's missing the cane. It's just little accessories they could have done, like the Orion Pax with the flap behind the head. I mean, why not just put that on a hinge so it could go all the way back? I mean, even he's a little bit diddly, I suppose, because he is one of the smallest of the figures. But I don't know. I mean, I think it still works. I mean, he's going to beef himself up, isn't he, when he gets his matrix of leadership, and then you got B, and here they are all together. That's just a really nice set. If you haven't checked out the other reviews I've done for these figures, then please do so. I'll put them all in a little playlist for you. Thanks for watching, guys. I can't recommend these figures enough. Till next time, take care. Goodbye.